Film Festival International, London Hammersmith. And with me today, I've got Navjot Bandiwadika.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to London.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You must be excited.
I am. It's a huge honor to be here and attending a festival and meeting different parts of the world, filmmakers from around the world. It's so far so good.
Yes. Yeah. Good. When did you arrive?
So I arrived yesterday.
Okay.
I came from Mumbai, and I'm here till the end of the week.
Okay. Very good. I like those flights to Mumbai.
There's
lots of time to watch movies.
Yeah, but it's long flight.
I know.
10 hours.
It is a long flight. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I can remember a trip that went on forever once, trying to get to a crew out there, and but happy times. Very nice people, and very resourceful people actually.
Yeah.
I've never seen a film crew pop up from nowhere so quickly in my life.
Yep. We have one of the biggest film industry in the world.
Absolutely, and everybody knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's the real comfort. So you've got a film here called Quarter.
Yes.
Now, it's a shorter feature.
It's a short film.
It's a short.
Yeah.
Okay. Screening today?
Today
okay.
At 6:30.
So tell us a little bit about that.
So basically my short film is starring this Bollywood actress called Girija Oak. That's her, we can say, short film debut. So this film talks about this Indian woman who comes home after been declared as an addict on a Diwali night. So Diwali is the festival of light. It's a very auspicious festival in Indian fraternity. So on that night, this lady comes home and she's been declared as an addict. So through the film, we find out what is this addiction, what is she going to do about it, is she going to conquer it, or she's going to succumb to it. So that's how the whole 15 minutes mystery is about. Okay,
excellent. And I suppose the question is, what made you want to make a life-affirming story from a female's perspective? Is this something that you can relate to in your past, a friend maybe, or is it something that you've been a party to and you've helped someone through? Is this is your interpretation of an event?
So frankly speaking, this is written by my friend who's also the writer, Alap Bhagwat. He's a very close friend of mine. So couple of years back, he narrated me this story that, hey, I just have this thought and I thought that it can be a beautiful film. So we developed a screenplay and we made this film. Now the thought behind this film is that India, as you know, a lot of films coming out of India are mostly talking about poverty, poor people, villages. These are the only films, you know. Most
power.
And then right now, India has changed so much that we have westernized to another level, right? With westernization, we also have similar problems which West is facing. And with that, for example, is addiction, to different stuff. But no one still wants to talk about it. It's still a taboo thing to talk. And especially an addiction by an Indian woman is still a big no-no to speak. So the whole point about making this film is to talk about addiction. You know, it's there, you need to acknowledge it. What you do is, secondary thing is, first you need to accept it to get whatever necessary help is needed, but not talking is not going to help. But as I said, this addiction is just like the base of the film. There's a different mysterious thing going on in the film, which you will of course see when you see the film. Also, I would like to add, this film doesn't talk about a particular addiction, right? So there are two things. Like, as a director, I wanted to talk about addiction in general. Like, every human being is addicted to something, right? It is us as a society that we have decided that certain types of addictions are bad, right? Like, you may be addicted to coffee. You know, someone is addicted to tea. So we talk about addiction as a problem. We talk about addiction in general, and we talk about addiction which is good or bad in this film.
Okay, so it's a metaphor.
For
something bigger.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. No, I can see where you're going with that. I mean, obviously there's There's a cultural alignment there
Yeah.
with westernization where people are becoming more real about their feelings.
Yeah.
And the grounding of a story of this nature gives your audience the chance to either go, well, I can relate to that, or I can ignore that. But
Right.
either way, you're speaking about it in your filmmaker's voice.
Correct.
There's a brave step out, to be fair.
Thank you.
I know some filmmakers from Mumbai and Delhi and even Japan that have tried in the last sort of 10 years to get a humane voice out there.
Yeah.
And it's just hit a brick wall. Unless, of course, it was the comedy sex
Yes.
approach.
Yeah.
Now, you have a voice,
Yeah.
and you know the cultural difference there is on a nice balance to where it was 10 years ago. And from an outsider looking in, I can see that there's a better caliber of storyteller coming through with a brave face. Ready to sort of take on whatever it is this story's going to create as an outcome, as whether it's a rebuttal or whether it's a marketing explosion.
Yeah.
And for positive or negative outcome, they are going with that story. Yeah. So we have more and more filmmakers coming through with a very brave filmmaker's voice. Yeah. And Addiction, I would say, is in the top 3. So congratulations for
Thank you so much.
taking this on board. There's going to be pluses and minuses that go with this campaign. As long as you're aware of that, and I'm sure you are, it's going to be an interesting journey for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about you then, your background.
So I'm born and brought up in India, Mumbai. But I went to San Francisco Film School. I studied there for 1 year.
Okay.
Then I worked in Hollywood for 2 years.
Yeah.
Then I moved back. I found my own production house called Navian Studio, who has produced this short film for us. Now I'm a full-time filmmaker based in Mumbai.
Okay. Okay. So you've gone from filmmaker to film business.
Yes.
Okay. So you've broken the training wheels.
Yes.
And you're making a way in the business for yourself.
Correct.
Oh, congratulations, that's
Thank
fantastic.
you so much.
So is this a concept piece? Is it going to be a bigger idea, or is this just a glimpse of what we can expect from you for a style?
So basically, if I put it in this way, that I like to tell anything which moves people, right? Like it's a pure form of storytelling, right? Sure. So if you see this film, whoever sees this film, they will understand me as a filmmaker.
Sure.
Like this is what I would do. I mean, of course, there are different stories that needs to be told, and someone needs to take courage to do it.
Yeah.
And I think, like you said, that I'm already hitting a brick wall with this film. I mean, when I decided to make this film, I decided that I will not make a film for Indian audience, because I didn't know if they're gonna accept it or not. Yeah. But so far the response is amazing. Like whoever has seen the film, they have loved it. They have somewhere down the line related to the story.
I think because it's real.
Yeah, it is.
It feels real. It's not a plastic story of any kind. It's about the human condition.
Right.
And like I said, from a filmmaker's perspective, that's incredibly brave to take on.
Thank you.
But from an audience perspective, like the cultures in India that have, basically shunned anything that has an air of weakness in the story for years and years and years, because we all want to appear strong.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. And we're the same. It doesn't matter. There's if you're making stories for a cultural audience, they want to learn.
Yeah.
They need to learn.
Correct.
And they learn by comparing other countries' lives.
Right.
So, why would you bring a squeaky clean story to the screen?
Yeah.
It would just be noise, right? So if you're stepping out in this day and age, you're clearly there with a maverick campaign that wants to wake people up and give them an awareness.
Right.
So are you ready for what will happen after this comes out?
Yeah, I mean, so far what has happened is we got into few festivals. Yeah. I mean, most of the festivals that we got into, we have end up winning. Yeah. So either we are getting accepted and winning, or we are not getting accepted. Yeah. I can guarantee you that, and this I'm saying after almost like 10 months of campaigning with this film, that I can say confidently that whoever has seen this film has told me that they have not seen this kind of cinema coming out of India.
Sure.
So that's something that I can vouch on today.
Yeah.
And also, I will really like to thank International Filmmaker Festival for giving me this opportunity and this film a voice to be told. Because there are lots of film festivals who loved my film, but for some or the other reason they didn't take it in. But at the end, the films that were showed from India were still talking about the same cliche stereotypes.
Right.
So maybe it's just not my struggle, it's the struggle of the entire film
I think
world.
it is. I think it's about trying to create change with the right catalysts.
And it's,
you know?
I'm sorry to add, it's not also about a change from one side, you know. Unless until film festivals like these are bold enough to accept those stories,
Sure.
there's not going to be change, because change is something has to be from both the sides.
Absolutely.
You know, I am, for example, me or filmmakers like me are trying to tell stories which are out there, but unless until we are given the platform like this, they're not going to be heard.
Sure. Sure. And this is the start of the expose.
Yes, exactly.
This is where the social media begins. This is where the write-ups begin. This is where people that go to see the short tell friends. This is where your publicity begins.
Yes.
So with all that in mind, obviously we've got the awards ceremony coming up on Saturday. Very exciting. You've got some nominations.
Yes, I have 2 nominations. One is in the hair, makeup, look and body design, and the other one is best foreign short film.
Wonderful.
So finger crossed.
Wonderful. Great for your campaign then.
Yeah.
Second nomination is definitely great for your campaign. Well, that's fantastic. I mean, obviously it's usually I interview somebody after the screening, but your screening's coming up today
in an hour.
In an hour.
Yes.
So I'd love to be able to say, you know, I know more about the background of this, but I'm actually very excited to see it.
Yeah.
So what we might do is do a follow-on.
Yes, sure.
Yeah?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we're still in Hammersmith, obviously London, and it's the Film Festival International, and you've just had your screening, Navjot. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic. I mean, you had a really good turnout.
Yes, I was very glad to see people coming and seeing the film.
Absolutely. I was quite impressed.
Thank you.
I've got to be honest, I'm not quite sure what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But I can imagine you're under, as a filmmaker and storyteller, and obviously being respectful to your culture as well.
Yes.
You were under pressure
Yeah.
to portray this in an even balance,
Right.
in the right way, and I think you did a stellar job.
Thank you.
It was very subtle, still had impact, and we followed her journey, which is clearly she has an addiction problem.
Yes.
I think the female demographic could definitely relate to it without being insulted.
Yeah.
And I think the male demographic and obviously an audience demographic as a whole could relate to it in some way, shape or form. You used addiction as a metaphor almost.
Yeah.
And there was a visual depiction there that was very credible to what you created, because there were beautiful colours all the way through. But obviously the explosions, the firework displays and whatnot when she was elated, versus when she was incredibly depressed, gave us a balance, gave us a visual story of the balance, which I think is a really clever way of doing it.
Thank you.
For short. Obviously, there's more tricks you have to pull out of the hat for a feature.
Yes.
That's my question to you, really. I mean, it's got something.
Yeah.
And I think as a multicultural project, you could add some very interesting characters in there, and probably expand on this idea with a number of characters that are all relating to each other, which would help you hit those demographic notes.
Right.
And really resonate with an audience of some caliber. Yeah. We're talking something for everyone here. There's nothing rude there. She's clearly going through angst.
Right.
But it would be nice to see the journey and the uplift end in some way, shape or form, even if it's just release.
Right.
Have you thought about making a film?
Well, I'm definitely going to think after this because I was asked the same question after the screening in Q&A.
Yeah.
And then I was like, so I made this film just to tell the story, right? There was no film festival run happening.
Yeah.
Then after the film was made, everyone was like, let's do a film festival run.
Yeah.
So I started doing the film festival run. And now everyone at the film festival are saying that, are you going to make a feature out of it? So I had never, frankly speaking, thought about it before. That I just wanted to tell this as a short film, as a story, like just put that story out.
Yeah.
But now with the feedback and the response, I'm definitely going to think about making a feature.
I think you should. I mean, you know, you put a lot of care and attention to it. It's beautifully shot.
Thank you.
Obviously, your DOP knows what he's doing.
Yeah. He's pretty good. His name is Yash Khanna. He's basically from Mumbai, but he is also from LA. He's done a lot of big projects in Hollywood. Probably you will hear his name a lot in near future.
Sure.
I also got it colored in LA. And then sound was mastered in AB Studios London. Here. It's here. So it's like a global project.
International appeal, international project. Excellent. Is this your first project, or is this your or what's your background? Where have you stemmed from? Were you working in the industry?
This will be my first Indian film. Because I was in San Francisco. Excuse me. I was in San Francisco. Then I made a few short films there, few commercials. Then I moved back. After moving back, I did lots of TV campaigns, ad campaigns in India, like big budgets ad campaigns. But in terms of telling a short film or a story, this is like my first film from India in Indian language. So yeah, that's like I treat it as the first professional film. This is what I was thinking, because the way that you've captured it in such a short space of time tells me that you've got a background in advertising or in campaigns of some kind, because you collated it and you crushed it down to a palatable, manageable runtime, and you still got from the beginning to the end of your story with the impact. You know, that takes skill, and that also takes experience. So, you know, that came across, and I mean, even your artwork is impressive. You know, you've got a very, very good team here. I mean, if, for example, the artwork was done by a person called Milind Matkar. He does lots of movie posters and back home. So, and this is all on favor and friendship, because I produced it. So my whole point was, hey, I'm making this film. I'm putting everything into production. And all my friends were like, let's just do it. You know, for example, the editors are Ashish and Apurva. They are like the big Marathi film industry editors with lots of awards and nominations. Then the sound, if you realize, the sound designing was very
superb.
So his name is Anmol Bhave. He is the national award winner for the sound designing from Indian government. So like I had when I make a film, and if you see, like, for example, in the poster, the names, they're pretty big. Like everyone knows them back home. Like,
you've got some players on board.
So I was very happy I could put up this team together.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Well, you've got the award ceremony coming up. The end of the week. You know, this is quite a big deal for you. I know, because obviously you've travelled to be here. And you brought this fantastic little piece with you. I'm sure it will do fantastically well. I hope so. Is this a running theme for you now, or are you going to do something completely different with the next project? Do you think you've hit a niche that you can run with? Frankly speaking, I think one of the niche that I have hit unknowingly is telling stories of woman-centric films. Like, I don't know how that has happened, because it's not intentional. For sure, it's not intentional. Happy accident. So for all my short films, has a woman as a protagonist. Then I did few TVC campaigns, stories, ended up being woman in the front lead. So maybe, I mean, if I decide today to, you know, let me write a story for this woman, it will not happen. But I think automatically, because somewhere back of the mind, I'm raised by a very strong woman. Like my mother is who made me independent, and I have a
extremely supportive by my side.
Yeah.
So I think somewhere I know the struggles from all the sides. Like I know how much my mom had, gone through with just raising us and family, and my dad being like working all the time and just supporting him all the time.
Yeah.
So that is on my mind, I think, all the time, and that is how I think I'm able to tell these stories which are supposed to be told.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's something to be said for having a mother that's tough as nails, right?
Yeah, and also my mom is the producer of the film.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. So strong background, strong leadership.
Yeah.
Take note. She doesn't take any messing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Love you, Mum.
Yeah, love you, Mom.
Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best, obviously, with
you.
the future. Obviously, if there's anything that we can suggest, that you should approach from the content perspective.
Yes.
Clearly, we'll look at that across the week.
Sure.
But for now, obviously, we've got other things, and I know you need to get to a meeting and whatnot.
Yes.
So. Navjot, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. Can I just add something?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to you. And again, I want to say thank you to this film festival for, selecting this story, which is very important to be told from my part of the world, and giving it a voice. So thank you.
Navjot.
Yes.
Bandawaka.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much.
And good luck with the rest of the festival.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.